Jacob Fatu has just laid out the entire OG bloodline, including Jay, Jimmy, and Roman. And as Fatu has made his presence felt, definitely, Roman was not expecting another brutal attack in the parking lot as Fatu comes out of nowhere, dropping him with a super kick and laying him out once again, but this time as he would arrive to the WWE arena, and Fatu would take out Roman, slam him on his own car, and putting Roman's hand in his trunk and slamming it in the door. This is really showing an unhinged version of Jacob Fatu lately, as he would nail that Tongan death grip, has it locked in tight, and lets it go to make his final statement. You think you're gonna beat me? I told you, Jacob Fatu is all gas, no brakes with it. Yeah, I mean. And as Jay will have something to say about this, he says, Jacob, the OG bloodline is sick and tired of you, but you know what? I'm gonna do Roman a solid this one time. I'm gonna take you out myself, one-on-one, on Monday Night Raw. And it was official by Adam Pearce via social media, Jacob Fatu and Jey Uso in one-on-one competition this next week on Raw. And as Fatu starts off hot, taking out Jey Uso, the right-hand man of the OG bloodline, he nailed that pop-up Samoan drop, and Fatu has fired him up even more, and he starts laying those haymakers into Jey Uso's face and follows it up with a stomp right on the chest. And as Fatu shows off against Jey Uso and shows off to the fans, he would gather that energy and nail that spaceman plancha, launching himself over the top, but eventually Jay would turn the tables around with a slap to the face, sends Fatu over and looks to nail that flying oos, which he does as he dives over the top and takes down Fatu. And as he would get him back in the ring, he nails a super kick and he tries to close out the match as he drags Fatu in the drop zone to head up to the top for an Uso splash, but his attention is quickly caught by the man on the outside. And it's a mystery man in a mask who's staring back at Jay, and this allows Fatu to get back to his feet without Jay noticing, and Fatu grabs him and tosses him off the top rope, and he takes advantage of this distraction by lifting up Jay, grabbing his throat for the Tongan death grip, and it's cinched in tight by Fatu, and he's not gonna let it go as this mysterious masked man watches on. Jey Uso fades and Fatu picks up the major win here on Monday Night Raw. But next week, Kathy Kelly interviews Fatu and asks him if he knows anything about the masked man, which Fatu says no. But even if I did, why would I tell anybody about that? It's Jacob Fatu's business, and I can do whatever I please without any consequences. And just like I told Roman, I'm ready to die for mine, and he not ready to die for his, because like I keep saying all the time, Jacob Fatu is all gas, no brakes with it. Yada I mean, Fatu. Well, Fatu is quickly cut off in this interview by Jimmy says, yeah, Fatu, you know damn well, you know exactly what happened. Everybody else might believe these little games that you're trying to play, but I don't for a second. So how about this? Me and you could settle this since Roman isn't here tonight. And Jimmy throws a right hand at Fatu and ignites a brawl between these two, but Fatu comes back with two right hands, and his crash out season has officially begun as Fatu would get Jimmy to the ring, but he's caught off guard with a super kick as he gets in the ring and a headbutt for his troubles. But just then, Fatu has some backup in the mystery masked man again, who turns Jimmy around and charges on him with a Superman punch, which takes him down. And this masked man has just assisted Fatu, gave him the alley-oop for Fatu to pick up Jimmy and cinch in the Tongan death grip. And it seems like Jimmy is gonna fade. It might be all over for the OG bloodline until The war is on between Reigns and Fatu as Reigns nails Fatu with the championship, and this sends the Masked Man charging out of the arena, and Reigns finally gets to get his hands on Fatu. No backup for Jacob Fatu now as Reigns lines him up and connects some devastating spear, taking down Jacob Fatu. And Reigns issues the challenge for Clash in Italy by saying, "You know what? Since you want this title so bad, I'll show you who's ready to die for theirs, because I know damn well I am. So how about this? Me and you one-on-one for this World Heavyweight Championship you claim you'll die for so badly at Clash in Italy in Tribal Combat." And with that being said by Roman Reigns, the challenge was made official by Adam Pearce, and it was on at Clash in Italy, and it's so much chaos and hecticness between these two and Roman and Fatu, and both of these men have an edge in this match as they both want to take out each other and destroy each other in this heated battle, or you could say this heated war. But it all comes to fruition because Fatu is in control and he whips out the thumbtacks, and it turns into a brutal mess here at Clash in Italy, because as Roman counters Fatu and takes him down with a clothesline, he looks to put him on the thumbtacks, lifting up Fatu in powerbomb position, and also he would send Fatu crashing down straight onto the thumbtacks, and you see them stick out of Fatu's back, and Reigns continued to assault with a chair, busting Fatu straight open, clean open as you could say, and then following up putting Fatu's arm through a chair and locking in a submission. And Reigns is really trying to wear down the Samoan werewolf, but can he do it is the question. Well, it's not long before the question is answered, because Fatu completely powers out of that submission and sends Reigns throw first into that chair and then follows it up with a senton. And as Fatu starts pummeling down at Reigns and throwing those haymakers, he sends him crashing through a table eventually with a moonsault. And Fatu has the upper hand in the match, and he is in the clear here tonight. And as he looks for a DDT, Reigns will counter and nail one Superman punch, which takes down Fatu, and he lines him up in the position and cuts him in half with a brutal, devastating spear, and it looks to be over until the mystery masked men pull out a ref, and it's two of them this time, as they would take out the referee here on the outside, and you can only imagine that they've came to assist Jacob Fatu, but somebody who's came to assist Roman is the Usos as they emerge from the backstage area. But they're approached by the Masked Man, and the Masked Men take off their masks and reveal themselves, which turns out to be Zilla Fatu and Lance Anoa'i, and they single-handedly in tandem take out the Usos, as Zilla would nail that Rikishi driver with Lance Anoa'i locking in the crossface on Jay. And back in the ring, this allows Fatu to take advantage of the distraction with a super kick, and he gets Reigns back up, lines him up, grabs the throat, and cinches in the talking death grip, and it's cinched in tight. And is Reigns gonna fade and give up his title? No, he doesn't. He powers out with all his might, nails a Superman punch, but Fatu puts the pressure on Reigns, but Reigns ducks the clothesline and cuts him in half with another spear for the cover and to retain his title. The OTC retains his World Heavyweight Championship in a hard-fought match, but next week on Raw, Reigns is trying to say something to the fans, but he's caught off guard by the Masked Man and Zilla and Lance Anoa'i. And he did not expect this, because out of nowhere comes Fatu, who still isn't done with Reigns. He's still putting the pressure on Reigns and still wants to continue this war, and he still wants to die for his, as he delivers that moonsault crashing down on Reigns. And it's an all-out mugging, an all-out mauling, as Fatu picks up the World Heavyweight Championship and shows it to Reigns, because because he still wants it, but he continues the assault by getting his payback and busting Reigns open with the title. And Reigns is a bloody mess, and as Zilla will get in, he gets his pound of flesh by nailing a Samoan spike. This new bloodline of some sorts, as you could say, by Jacob Fatu is really something, and they will send Reigns crashing through the table as well. And nobody can stop them. Nobody has what it takes to stop this insane Jacob Fatu, this unleashed dog in Jacob Fatu, this unleashed werewolf in Fatu. Reigns laid out, and as Fatu, Zilla, and Lance and Wyatt has made their statement, the next week on Raw, this war gets taken to a whole new level. What y'all was saying, huh? Y'all was saying Jacob Fatu not gonna never be world champion. Well, guess what? I done hijacked it now. This title is mine, and we sent Roman Reigns packing for his vacation. And now we rule Monday Night Raw. Jacob, listen, you are not the World Heavyweight Champion. Here, two things to inform you, sir. First off, Zilla and Lance and Wyatt, you will be taking on the Usos in a tag team match next week on Raw. And Jacob, you will forfeit that World Heavyweight Championship by the end of this night. Man, hell nah. I ain't forfeiting nothing. Jacob Fatu runs Monday Night Raw. And you know what? My whole bloodline, Bloodhound, runs Monday Night Raw. We are newly improved. We are the better bloodline. This is my blood right here. And it's better than Roman Reigns' OG bloodline ever was. And we run this show. And I'll relinquish this title when I get ready. But for now, you could just keep your eyes on this. Because Jacob Fatu is all gas, no brakes with it. You know what I mean? Uso splash into the cover. 1, 2, Fatu is here to break up the match, and it forces a disqualification as he lays out Jimmy with a major super kick right on the chin. And Fatu is not gonna hold back. Like he said, he's all gas, no brakes with it. He is the one who is unhinged. He lays out Jay on a pile of thumbtacks. Jay writhing in pain, flips him over, nails that mighty moonsault, and Fatu is gonna make another statement by having Jay pack his bags to get ready for his vacation, or so we thought. No more hiatus. It's OG Bloodline all day. OG Bloodline versus Bloodhound. War has officially begun. A Bloodline versus Bloodline war that we never thought we'd see, as Reigns delivers 2 spears, one for Zilla and one for Lance and Wyatt, and he sends Fatu crashing out of the ring as he would get the best of him. And with all this chaos and this Bloodline war going on, Roman Reigns would issue the final challenge. All gas, no brakes, huh? That's how I'ma be on your ass when we fight for the last time at SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight Championship. Everything on the line. The battle is on, and as we head towards SummerSlam, Roman Reigns isn't going to be fighting for just his pride. He isn't going to be fighting for just himself. He isn't going to be fighting for his family. He's going to be fighting for everything, especially his World Heavyweight Championship that he needs back. Fatu somehow survives the spear, and he manages to turn this match around on Reigns against Reigns as he nails a hip attack, and he follows it up in tandem offense with that mighty moonsault. But Reigns is on the same type of timing as Fatu because he stays in it at 1, and this angers Fatu. This pisses him off as he starts to lock in the Tongan death grip, and it's such then tight around Reigns' grip. It's the tightest he's had it ever since. And as Reigns finally he musters up the power and fights out of it, nails a Superman punch. But Reigns isn't done as he lines up Fatu and cuts him in half with another devastating spear. But Reigns knows it's going to take more than a spear to put away Fatu. And he obliges as he lifts up Fatu and cinches in the guillotine that we haven't seen since 2021 Golden Glove Roman. And Fatu fades to black and gives Roman Reigns the win. And he gives Roman Reigns his World Heavyweight Championship back at long last. Roman Reigns is back on the mountaintop, and he proves why he does deserve his bloodline and why he deserves to be World Heavyweight Champion. And he claims all of what he lost once again, but he doesn't get to bask in the glory for too long.